Back in the saddle, getting a new week started with you on KCMO. It is that time of the week. Let's get right to it.
It's time for the good, the bad, and the ugly on KCMO Talk Radio. Now on 95.7 FM.
All right, let's start with the good here on KCMO. I don't watch a lot of the Sunday shows. You know, I've got great blood pressure. I've got a great resting heart rate. I try not to screw it up on Sundays by watching a lot of the nonsense. But, you know, later in the day, I'll go through. I'll make sure I didn't miss anything big. And I want to play this clip for you from Tom Cotton. Tom Cotton is an Arkansas senator. He's a guy who thought about running for president. I think would make a great future president. He's a veteran, very bright guy. And he went on the Sunday shows, and I thought he did as good a job as I've seen. First off, point one, when it comes to handling these media goofballs, is never accepting the false premise that they present. And here is Tom Cotton on ABC This Week doing exactly that when it comes to John Karl, ABC News.
And President Trump is going to draw a sharp contrast with Kamala Harris, who has supported things like decriminalizing illegal immigration or giving taxpayer-funded health insurance to illegal aliens or taking away health insurance on the job for 170 million Americans, banning gas cars, confiscating firearms.
What do you mean taking away health insurance? What are you talking about?
She said when she ran for president that she wants to eliminate private health insurance on the job for 170 million Americans, John.
Yeah, I mean that is not her position now.
How do you know that's not her position? How do you know that's not her position?
I mean, she says she no longer supports Medicare for all.
She has not said that. Okay. Maybe anonymous aides on a Friday night have said that, but the last thing that she said on
this was not a radical convention. I mean, she as you heard me go through with Bernie Sanders, she is not taking the positions of the far left of her party. She's clearly making an effort to move to the middle.
Got him. Tom Cotton got John Karl. That's why Karl pivoted out of the conversation. So Tom Cotton is saying, hey, this Kamala Harris is the most liberal person that has run for office and gotten the nomination in modern American history. And he starts listing off reasons why. And he notes there that she would take away insurance. And John Karl's like, what are you talking about, take away insurance? He's like, well, she said when she was running previously, she'd be open to eliminating private health insurance. And then John Karl's like, does not believe that. She is not Medicare for all. And Cotton points out, how do you know? She hasn't done an interview. She hasn't done a press conference. She might have someone who is working on her campaign who has leaked to the media that she no longer supports Medicare for all, but nobody really knows. And Cotton points that out. And then what is Cotton points that out, and then Karl, ABC's John Karl, pivots off of that. And he goes, this was not a radical convention. She's clearly trying to moderate. Come on now, Tom. Why? Because she says nice things in a convention speech and says Trump's name 21 times without ever mentioning inflation? That's moderating? It is rule number one when dealing with the press. Do not accept their false premise. And Tom Cotton handled that perfectly yesterday on ABC's This Week with John Karl. And Karl got caught with his pants down. Thank goodness, figuratively, not literally, but figuratively he did. That's why he moved on from the topic like he did. All right, the bad from the weekend. So I had my birthday on Saturday, and listen, we had a very nice weekend. But when you got 3 sick kids, and it all started on Saturday late morning, one started with a fever, the other started with a fever, the baby's got, the sniffles, stuffy, the whole thing, and then it all went downhill from there. So it is what it is. Wouldn't change it at all. It's life. Mid-30s, 3 little kids. That's how it goes. But that's not the bad part of the weekend. I can get over that. All right, I'll be fine. Here's the bad part. This was the icing on the cake. Birthday weekend, kids are sick. A lot of the plans we wanted to do didn't work out. That happens. So yesterday, since we couldn't really do anything and go anywhere, I said I'll take Chloe, our middle one. She's just over 3, to get a new mattress because she's going to be getting bunk beds with her older sister here in the next few days. So I take her to a mattress store, and I'm not going to say where because I don't really want to roll them under the bus, but it's a place I've bought in many mattresses before. We go in, we get the new twin mattress, the whole deal, yada, yada. We walk out, right? We're going to walk out, we pay. So, you know how we always goof on this show about the old roundup? Hey, you want to round up at Hy-Vee? Okay. Well, it's one thing they ask me to round up on my groceries 25 cents, right? After I just spend, let's say, $22.82 for groceries.
Drive-through. I think food in general, maybe.
I kind of get that. Yeah, like, whatever.
Sure.
Okay. Just a little piece of advice for anyone who owns a mattress company or a furniture store or anything like that. Don't ask me for a freaking donation to lymphoma when I'm buying a $400 mattress from you. Okay? I mean, at what point you want to ask me to round up 10 cents? I'm not going to do it because I believe in spending my money and giving my money to organizations that I believe in, that I know where the dollars and cents are going. But I just bought a $400 mattress. Don't ask me to donate to your pet causes. It's just, and trust me, I just hit the red button. I didn't cause a scene. But I'm getting so sick of this crap from these companies. And by the way, on top of that, I'll tell you what, because we bought Claire's mattress here, the same mattress was 20% more than Claire's was 3 years ago. So you're squeezing me for another 20%. I get it. Joe Biden, Bidenflation, I understand. Inflation's killing every company. It's not their fault necessarily. The mattress is up 20%. But come on now. The same mattress cost another $100 more than it did. And now, by the way, you want to donate to lymphoma? No, not really. And that's not an anti-lymphoma thing. I just don't really feel like donating to it right now because I'm just spending $400 on a mattress. Leave me alone.
I would have thought maybe it would have been to buy kids who don't have a bed.
Yeah,
maybe,
well, yeah, or something like that.
But yeah, when you hit me with that one, I'm like, what?
It doesn't even mean anything to their business. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, if it was something else, maybe you kind of tug on my heartstrings a little bit. But no, I'm really not thinking about lymphoma right now. Sorry. I'm going to end up in the hospital the way you guys keep treating me. I'm going to have heart problems here before long. Jeez. Okay, that was the bad. Just annoying. The ugly. Chuck Schumer potentially eliminating the filibuster. I kid you not. In a session with reporters at the Democratic National Convention, Chuck Schumer suggested that should the Democrats win the White House, the Senate, and the House in November, he would seek to end the filibuster for purposes of passing voting rights and abortion legislation. What does that mean? Simple majorities in the House, simple majorities in the Senate, and total Democrat rule across the United States. That's what it would mean. And if Donald Trump is not highlighting this everywhere he goes, that Chuck Schumer said he would eliminate the filibuster, which would mean 51 Senate votes on basically anything instead of getting to 60, well, he should be using this today, tomorrow, and every day through November 5. Because it is one of the scariest proposals that has been proposed out there by either side of the political aisle. And the fact that they would call Donald Trump a fascist and, a radical when Chuck Schumer is proposing this and talking about it to reporters, you have got to be kidding me. There's the good, the bad, and the ugly.